Hello world. We're talking Stevie Nicks today,
Stephanie Lynn, right?
Sure, why not? Anyways, Stevie Nicks, so go ahead, talk to me.
Stand back.
Alright, so I did mention, we've already mentioned.
Some of you guys might not know who Stevie Nicks is. She's in this one band. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Fleetwood Mac. Have you remember that?
I've heard of Fleetwood Mac. That was, 50 years ago, so maybe people don't know who they are. But, no, they still play their stuff. Anyways, I'm going to give you 2 trivia questions, just to see if you can tie people together, okay? First, what do Stevie Nicks and MC Hammer have in common?
I have no idea.
Really can't combine those two?
No.
Alright. Remember when we did Motley Crue?
Okay.
Motley Crue, Vince Neil married a girl, and the officiator of the wedding was MC Hammer.
And so, yeah, Stevie Nicks did marry a couple, right?
Yeah, but Vanessa Carlton.
Yeah.
The girl who sang 1,000 Miles.
Yeah, and the guy was also in a band.
He's in a band.
I can't remember what the band was called.
Dirt something. It's I just looked it up. I still can't. Deer Tick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, John McTierney or no, I don't know.
That's I'll bet everybody has done this once, where they say something, and you hear this one. Oh, that'd be a good name for a band. Yeah, I'm hearing that from people. And then I'll repeat what they just said.
So there you go. There's an MC Hammer, Stevie Nicks, both officiated weddings of popular singers. Okay. Second one. What is the common denominator between Stevie Nicks and Rush?
I don't know that either.
Really? Okay. Stevie Nicks was in a relationship with Rupert Hine.
Oh, and he produced Power Windows and
2 Rush albums.
Right. Hold Your Fire?
Oh, no, not Hold Your Fire.
No, Moving Pictures.
Roll the Bones.
Okay.
And Presto.
Oh.
And Presto is interesting because it came out in 1989, the same year The Other Side of the Mirror came out. And so I'm guessing that was when they started dating because, 1980. Well, that was, he obviously only produced that album for her. And after that album, she didn't do another one for like 5 years.
Yeah, so I saw that she was in a relationship with Don Henley, which she had an abortion way back when.
Yes.
And she said she got an abortion so that she could have her career.
And then she never had any kids after
But
that. I
I did not know that the pregnancy was because of Don Henley. I did not know that part.
I think we discussed that before.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joe Walsh was one, but they were both on drugs, so
Right.
that's why it didn't last.
But
She got married for 3 months. I think it said 3 months to Kim Anderson,
Right.
who was a widower of her best friend, and they had a baby, and that's why we should get married. And even though
Did she also have a
she's
relationship?
never had kids though.
No. Did she have a relationship with Tom Petty?
Not that I saw. No.
Or Kenny Loggins?
No.
Just go through everybody. She said
Yeah,
had a duet with. And obviously Lindsey Buckingham was in that group.
Yeah.
So, starting off with her albums, granted it's not a solo album, but her first album ever was Buckingham Nicks, which could be somebody's name.
Yeah.
What's your name? Buckingham
Nick Buckingham would be better.
Yeah, really. Nick Buckingham. There's probably a character.
There's probably a guy that's actually named Nick Buckingham.
Okay, so anyways, and another album that I did not know she was on till I started scanning her background vocal credits. Magnet and Steel.
Yeah.
From Walter Egan, and he died a couple of years
I
ago.
read that, and immediately what I thought of is the song Leather and Lace. Same kind of vibe.
That's right. What kind of materials we're talking? One, some are metallic, the other for garments. Right. Yeah, so you put that in your top 10. I did not, because it sounds like a, one of those things, those mobiles that babies play with. That's the music behind Leather and Lace to me. So I don't care for that song.
But they harmonized good in that
Yeah,
song. I mean,
they do. They
every
do.
song she did. Lindsey Buckingham and her, that was their whole thing was harmonizing, I think,
Yeah.
when they were together.
Yeah, so I think when Fleetwood Mac was looking for somebody, they only wanted Lindsey Buckingham.
Right, and he said they were package deal.
Right.
Well, we're really not going to talk about Fleetwood Mac. We've already done that.
We've already done that.
Had a
It
video
still
for
was a
them.
good deal, but yeah.
We already have video for them, so.
But for some reason, she becomes yet another person that we've done, was in a group,
But didn't leave the group.
no, didn't leave the group.
Just went so, like Phil Collins of Genesis.
But again, another reason the 80s was spectacular. You had a boatload of people who were in bands and still had a good, successful solo career.
Right.
Does that even happen anymore? I mean, it does.
Maybe.
Very rarely. Like, who's the guy? Harry Styles.
Okay. From
These are rarity.
One Direction? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but these are rarity. People don't leave bands most time. Camila Cabello from Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen. Not that often. It happened all the time in the 80s. All right. So Stevie Nicks, didn't mention this yet, is artist number 100 in our top 100.
Yeah.
And we've done other artists because of deaths, or one of us liked him better than the other in the 100 branch. We'll get to a few more of those. Not yet. Next week we're going to do something different since we've done our top 100. Next week.
2 weeks. So we're going to do
every other week now. But we're going to take our 100 group and then pull the best from what they did in the 70s. So not all groups will be involved. There are at least 9 groups that didn't have anything but the 80s.
Yeah.
And there are some that went to the 90s but never had anything in the 70s.
Yeah, like Billy Squier, Pat
Yes.
Benatar, they definitely will not be. They were only 80s.
Right.
No, actually. They had albums in the 90s.
Pat Benatar
they
had one song in the 70s. Heartbreaker was in the 70s. And then you have some bands that did stuff in the 90s but didn't hit the 70s and vice versa.
Yeah.
So that'll be next week. Just not to leave them out. All right, so what about Stevie Nicks? She was in stuff. Only ever as herself.
Yeah, well, and that even includes television shows. Like I think I mentioned this in a previous video where she was in American Horror Story, Coven. Because everybody said she was a witch, which I read was because she wore black. And she said she wore black because it made her look thinner, because everybody knows when you wear black. Ricky Gervais always wears black. Because
Ann Wilson from Heart, she wore black.
Yeah,
when she got heavy.
Yes, so apparently you can't wear black anymore because you're a witch.
Anyways, but yeah, I didn't remember that she played herself, but did she play? So she
did play herself in that.
Did she play a witch herself?
Yeah, she played herself
as a witch.
She said she was.
So she was mocking what people said.
And they had like 4 of her songs.
Okay. She did make a song for the movie Twister.
Called Twisted.
Yeah.
Which I
so that means,
movie. I don't remember that song.
Van Halen.
The only Van Halen I recall that song in the movie.
Yes. So I don't think she was in anything else. And like I said, a few weeks back, a month back by now, we said she was offered the song "I Get Weak," and then it was given to Belinda Carlisle. So that, I said she couldn't have sang that song. She could have. It would have been similar to "Talk to Me." That was probably her slowest song.
Oh, there was another song that was in a movie, Edge of 17. Jack Black put it on a jukebox in School of Rock.
Oh, did he?
to get his way, the principal of the school was played by the woman from Molly Shannon.
Oh, it might have been.
Yeah. From SNL.
I haven't seen that.
She played the principal, and he wanted to do it like what do you do when you take a trip with the class?
Are you sure it wasn't Joan Cusack?
No,
she's in it.
Maybe it's her. I don't remember. It's been a while since I know. But to get her way, she liked that song, so she just play that song, and she'll accept your request.
Yes.
Field trip. So you want to do a field trip?
You know who else sang that song?
Who? Oh yes,
Lindsay Lohan on her second album.
Yeah.
And she did not continue her singing career.
Or her acting career.
Yeah, her acting career went down the toilet. Yeah, she fell apart as a person in general.
She looks pretty normal now.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay. And
You wouldn't recognize it. You'd look, see, go,
I know.
Yeah, so.
And then there was recently a movie called Edge of 17 about some schoolgirl. So
Yeah.
I didn't watch that either. Anything related to Edge of 17? I'm not a fan of that song. I'm just not. But I am impressed for the guitar player who can keep that rhythm
The entire song. Yeah.
song.
I'm not a big fan of the song, mostly because it's so repetitive.
It is repetitive. That's why I have
And
it
do
down.
you know?
You had it at number 3.
Yeah, I know, because but that doesn't mean I'm a big fan of it.
But it does get played all the time.
Yeah.
Still. So, anyways, that's all I have for Stevie Nicks. So we can go ahead and get to our top 10. All right, so I already mentioned it. There's just one honorable mention. What was it again? From you, Leather and Lace.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what did I say that?
Yeah, slipped your mind already. Yes, so I can't get past the fact the music sounds.
No, when you mentioned Leather and Lace and you said it wasn't in our top 10,
Right.
I wasn't thinking you were talking about this list. I was
It's this
thinking,
one.
I thought you were talking about Don Henley's list.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
It did not make Don
Yeah,
Henley's
okay,
list, and
yeah.
nor should it have. Now, the other duet, Stop Dragging My Heart Around, that did make Tom
Tom
Petty's
Petty's
list, and I think Whenever I Call You Friend did make Kenny Loggins' list, so we'll see if those make it. How many other duets did she have?
those are the big 3 right there.
Yeah. And 2 of them were actually on Belladonna, her first album solo. Which album would you get?
None.
Gun to your head, which album would you get?
Yeah, probably your first one.
Actually, I saw somebody said that. Gun was to your head, and you had to vote for this or this. What would you say? He goes, that trigger's being pulled. Anyways, okay, so, yeah. Honorable mention, Leather and Lace. Number 10, coming from The Wild Heart, which probably would be the one I buy. By the way, back at this time, I worked with a guy at a Holiday Inn who was in love with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, so
She had Rock a Little. I think it was Rock. No, maybe it was.
no, it's Rock a Little, where it's supposed to be called Mirror Mirror.
Oh yeah,
They changed it to Rock a Little, which would have been interesting because the next album
was based
called
off of the same thing.
but it was called The Other Side of the Mirror, and if
Right.
it was called Mirror Mirror, the first album, that would have made
Now,
better sense.
here's the thing.
But when you think of The Other Side of the Mirror, was it because of
Lizzie Buckingham?
go insane? Yeah,
That's
true. He went to the other side of the mirror, so
Okay, so and supposedly that is based off of Alice in Wonderland.
yeah.
She fell down a hole. I don't remember a mirror.
Where
Where was there a mirror?
No, because the story is called Through the Looking Glass.
That's true, and that's what a mirror is. You're right. Never mind. I stand corrected.
Yeah, you're talking about the Disney version, where she did fall through the hole.
Is that not what was the book?
I
differently?
didn't read the book, so how would I know?
All I know is that guy was on acid when he wrote that story. Okay, so number 10, coming from The Wild Heart, Nightbird. Probably the least, what do you say? It's not catchy at all.
Yeah. Well, Nightbird, isn't that? Aren't those bats?
Well-
'Cause, yeah, you can go outside.
Is the
if
bat-
you're out late enough, you see things.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at that bird.
Is-
It's not. It's a bat.
Is the bat considered a bird?
No, but I just say
Then they're probably talking about an owl.
okay.
Right. Who? Yeah, Nightbird and the guy, when I watched the video, there's no video for the song, but whoever put it together, they put an owl as the very first thing you see. So you have it at 8, I have it at 9, least catchy song. It's fourth single put out from The Wild Heart. So yeah, that's why she said, all right, don't put any more songs out. I'll start recording the next one. All right, number 9, coming from The Other Side of the Mirror. I have this at 10. Surprised I actually put it this far down now that I think about Nightbird, because I re-listened to it. It's pretty cool. You have it at 5, and that's A Whole Lot of Trouble. Now the version you watch on YouTube is live. Those instruments are cool. And he's got the twang on the bass and all that kind of stuff. I should have had this probably in my top 5. Put it down at 10. What's going on?
Yeah.
So let me.
Well, her videos sometimes they're interesting. But her biggest videos was Stand Back, and
I can't wait.
well, the ones where she's standing in front of the camera. It's mostly like her head, and like a fan is obviously blowing because her
Right.
hair's gone. And there's a light in the back. That's mostly her.
And she has a thing with stairs everywhere.
The one where she's walking down them, and the dancers with her are walking up. All they're doing is walking. They're not
Yeah.
dancing. They're
No.
just walking
No,
to the
they're
beat.
not. It's just supposedly, it's like distraction.
Yeah. Like, whoa! Look at the choreography. They're going this way while she's going up. And then
It's all about editing.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Arizona. I don't know. What could you even call any of her videos interesting?
Yeah. That was,
No. All right, so that's Whole Lot of Love for number 9. Cool song. Don't know why I have it this low. All right, number 8, coming from the Wild Heart again. I have this at 4. You have it at 11. If Anyone Falls, and I like that the driving line of the whole song is keyboards. Da, 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 da. I like that.
yeah. I like this one. I don't remember what did I put
You had it at 11. Wasn't even in your top 10.
I listened to it again. I liked it. So
Yeah. So I actually prefer listening.
maybe
to
it grew on me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not as, I wouldn't say it's as good as Stand Back, but I'll listen to this one more than the other one, even though I know that one's better. But yeah, If Anybody Falls, you know who that's talking about, don't you? Our president. And his he's like the Kung Fu Panda. He's like, oh, my nemesis.
Stairs.
All right, number 7, coming from a non-Stevie Nicks album. It's Night Watch, and that is Kenny Loggins' album. And that's Whenever I Call You Friend. I have this at 7. You have it at 6. And kind of weird, okay? Have you ever been around your friend and you said,
Friend. Yeah.
I mean, maybe when you're with other people.
The only time you call somebody a friend is when you're introducing them to someone else.
Right.
This is my friend, whoever. You never, hey friend. It's weird.
Jesus called Judas friend. Is
Right,
that what you're talking about? You knew his name too, so. All right.
He just said, my nemesis.
Is that what friend means? Nemesis. All right. Yeah. What if you're with somebody, you're dating somebody, you just say, "This is my friend," and then from there on, you broke up.
No, I saw somebody said he would introduce his wife as his ex-girlfriend.
Oh. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's it.
You used to be dating, now you're married, so you're no longer dating. All right, number 6, coming from the other side of the mirror. I have this at 5. You have it at 7. It's Rooms on Fire. And obviously the room's not on fire. She says it's whenever you come in, it's like the room's on fire. Yeah. If the room is on fire, you do want it to be on the other side of the mirror.
Bo Burnham had a song. He goes, "This is called The World's on Fire." That's what he said. That's the song. Yeah. The audience laughed.
That's funny. Yeah, he's a pretty good comedian. All right, so Room's on Fire. Interesting in this one is that guy that she was referring to in the video. She looks a lot like Joe Walsh. At least that's what I thought. All right, number 5, coming back to Belladonna. Number 3 for me, number 9 for you. It's Stop Dragging My Heart Around. And yes, we haven't done it in a while.
Is it her wild heart?
Can't drag a heart. Well, it does. Once you have the heart out of the body, you can drag the heart around. That person's dead.
Is it like Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom, where he's just like, now he has to drag it. So is he like puts the string on it and it's like Napoleon Dynamite from the bus and the little character he had. Dragging it around.
This song was parodied by Weird Al. Haven't done that in a while. All right, number 4, coming from Rock a Little. I have this at 8. You have this at 2, and that is "Talk to Me." I don't know. The reason I have it lower, some of the music sounds out of tune.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't sound like the instrument's playing exactly the right note to me. It's kind of why I have it low down there.
Yeah. From the album Rock a Little.
Rock a Little, not a lot.
Not Arkansas's capital, Little Rock.
Okay. Coming from Belladonna at number 3, it's "Edge of 17." So out of all these songs of Belladonna, the one we can't stand hearing is the highest
Is she
charted.
talking about her age? Can you tell me any of the lyrics of this song?
No.
I hear it all the time, but I have no idea what the lyrics are.
No, you know what's cool though is she had her friends as her backup singers.
Yeah.
And she carried them throughout her career.
Yeah.
But you have
So
this at
if
3
she
and I
talked
have it
about
at 6.
age, does that mean she's still 16?
Yes.
Edge
Edge
is
of,
17.
she's still 16. It's like a little kid.
Like tomorrow.
But
I'll turn
you know, little kids, they normally say, "I'm 4.5."
Yeah.
You know, they'll make sure you know. Whereas older, you're like, "You're 16 until you actually say you change." All right, and number 2, also from Rock a Little. That Rock a Little only had the 2 hits. "I Can't Wait." I have this as my favorite because of all the drums.
You
that
couldn't
are
wait to
on
say
it.
that, could you?
No, and you have this at number 4, but it does have cool drum parts in it. Probably.
I can only hear in my head right now, "New Shoes."
Yeah.
You
know
I
what's-
can't wait.
You know what's funny about that? You
What?
saying that? So when I got my list of Spotify songs and I'm writing down all the songs I want to put on it, those 2 songs came out in the exact same month.
Okay.
So when she put hers out, that one followed shortly thereafter. So, and I think there's 2 songs called "Point of No Return," not by Stevie Nicks, but
Right.
from 2 other bands.
Yeah, okay.
They also came out very
Expose,
close.
and I remember the other band.
Yeah, but they also came out like very close to each other. It's just remember when movies used to do that?
Yeah,
Deep
Armageddon,
Impact and
yeah.
Armageddon the same year. Brings us to our last song, and yes, we haven't said it yet, so you know what it is. Coming from the Wild Art, it's "Stand Back." Your number 1, my number 2, because that doesn't have the cool drum parts that "I Can't Wait" has. But it is a good song. It's still a good song. And you know what's funny? You know, I have this image of Stevie Nicks getting bigger because we saw her. You know, when Fleetwood Mac did the dance and everything, she was a little bit plumper, probably because she was still in black.
She was getting. There was a time where she was gaining weight.
But I'll tell you what, in the '80s, most of her videos, she's pretty good looking. You know, and she doesn't really sound like a smoker, but she does have an odd voice. I know I said she sounds like a smoker in the "We Are the World" videos. And by the way, her album Wild Heart came in 1983. So she probably should not have been included in "We Are the World." I was thinking she had a good career there the week before, or the year before. She didn't. It was '83. So to throw that out there. By the way, "Stand Back." Treadmills were not popular yet,
Okay.
but in that video, she's clearly on the treadmill. You know, it doesn't have the bar to work out, but you can tell she's walking, and the platform is going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
I'm like, did she start that trend? Some guy said, "I'm gonna use that, make that a workout thing."
I did see it live. It was Jennifer Nels. What was her band? Sugarland. They had a live performance on a Grammy show, I want to say, where they had treadmills.
Okay.
Long treadmills. They didn't have the ends. It was moving walkways.
Okay.
And the 2 were going in different directions.
Right.
And it was pretty cool to watch because she'd stand on one, and she'd kind of walk with it the opposite way, so that she stood in the same place. You know, she was still walking.
Right.
Then she'd let it go take her. She'd jump, she'd step back, and then it was pretty cool to watch. I'll have to show it to you. Speaking of treadmills.
Alright. Song's pretty good too. Like I said, the thing that stands out is the treadmill to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, "Stand Back" is our number 1. And to me, I know Belladonna is her biggest selling album. But I think this is the song that really propelled her, right? She still was not a huge star until this second album of hers. So that's why I think this should be the first. And that's probably the album I would get because of that too.
Okay.
All right, so there's our list. And like I said,
The next two,
be
next month, because we're doing every
next
week.
month we're going to hit
70 songs
because
and 70s.
because we did our decade hitting every single year of the 80s. I didn't want to leave out all the songs these artists did from the previous decade and the latter.
So we're not going to do like with the albums we did every year.
Yes.
This we're doing
Combining the whole decade of before.
70s, one
Yes.
video.
And unfortunately,
Albums, songs.
some people aren't going to like it because maybe their band wasn't even in our top 100.
Okay.
And it could have been. Like Pink Floyd, they had 80s, but we don't have them in our top 100. So everything they did in the 70s, not included. So people are going to say, you suck!
Well, bands we might get to eventually. Just not yet.
Yeah. So we're just restricting it to those top 100.
And then after
people.
those two videos, we're going to get to Black Mamba. I mean, the Chippendales.
Yeah. The Black Deep Purple. You think I'm kidding? He was in Deep Purple. All right, so till then, bye.
Bye.